Arise.
Hello, beautiful people. Good morning and welcome to yet another beautiful edition of the show Arise and Shine. It is that show where we get to engage you viewers in real-time discussions on current events, lifestyle topics, and societal issues. On the show, you get motivated, you get health tips, you get educated in our learning lab, you get to know more about fashion and style. Most of all, you get to know all that's trending online and on site. I am your host, Mengam Sibyl. Stay with us for a fantastic show.
Arise.
Welcome back, amazing viewers of the show Arise and Shine. How are you doing this morning? I hope you are doing very well. Now, if you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, kindly share the link, and remember the comment section is always open for your contributions. We also have that number on your screen to contact us directly here in the studio. Before we get motivated, let us have our topic of discussion. We have a message that we received, and this is a worry that this person is placing and need your advice, professional or unprofessional. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have this message. It says, I have a genuine question for everyone. If you have a cleaning person who comes to your home and leaves on the same day, do you offer them food? Recently, my regular cleaner asked if he could have some gari to eat while I was eating, and it made me feel a bit uncomfortable. I've thought about this before, but I'm concerned that offering food might create a sense of familiarity since I'm already paying for the service. Now, what do you think? This is the message we received, which brings us to this topic of discussion when hiring, a cleaning person or any service provider. What are the social norms around offering food or drink? Is it seen as a gesture of kindness or does it create unwanted familiarity? How do you balance professionalism with hospitality? That's our topic of discussion. The number is on your screen. The comment section is open for your contributions. Remember, this is the show Arise and Shine, and until you hear us say our byes, we are still here. Have your seat, get water, call somebody to join you, watch along. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get motivated. So be right back.
Yes, I know the youths are already with me. Thank you. But this time we are doing something different. We are going to do Can we try? You're doing great. Clap for yourselves. All right, let's continue like that as we do what we came here to do. Thank you. Let's go again. That's what you'll be doing throughout us. As we know, peace is not going to take one of us. It's not going to take some of us. It's going to take all of us to bring back peace to the Northwest region and precisely Apakwa. God bless Apakwa. Let's go. Hear the cry of a young boy in a city running wild. Hear the cry of a mother who just lost another child. Hear the cry of people who have nothing more to lose. Every before has been swallowed up in violence, and now they ask, who's my peace? She's not in the house, I have checked. She's not on the streets, I have searched. She's not in the speeches I will be making. Neither is she in the conferences and seminars I will be organizing and attending. For I have searched for her from the tops of Mount Fako down to the valleys of Imandoga, and they told me that she's not here. For our streets have become so empty, filled with that suspicious silence so rare. I am consumed by fear, and I wander so dirty, and ask I dare, where is peace? She's not in the language I will speak. She's not in the culture nor in your league. She's not in the political parties that they keep affirming and saying. For I have knocked at her door, though my enemies consume me from within, softly killing me with a smile, and they said, she can't be here. Believe me, take you through history, down to you understand the story of the why women on your bell, Rudolph Dumala Mangabel gave their life, and why John Bufoncha, Emmanuel Bellani Fafa Solomon Tandomuna made a strife, and why the spirits of Mwalimu Julius Kamerage Nyerere, Zin Jomo Kenyatta, Patricia Lumumba, Noah Isidore Thomas Sankara, Nelson Mandela will all rise here today with one question. Is this what we give our lives for? Please, make way for peace. My heart rage. We pass another corpse lying on the street, and all we can do is fast and curse, not caring in essence that we are becoming heartless. So I ask in reverence, where is peace? Tell me, has she gone in search for the people's rights? Or is the sinner in session tonight? Or has she left us for another faraway land where he can reign and rule, not caring who has the might? Where is she? Haven't we had enough? For these roads have been so tough. With droplets of bullets or popcorns we now call every night on our roof. Or has peace left us now that it has become really, really tough? She stands there and says, here I am, take me if you may. For you showed me away when you decided to reciprocate the hate, and let yourself be treated with contempt even though you were on the first date, hoping the magic wand will change the ill fate. You sent me away when you decided to let rage push you to the way of the savage, and the blood of the innocent you decided to take as rage, instead of reciprocating like a sage. I dwell not in the streets or in your house nor on the streets. I dwell where there is justice, equality, and respect for humanity. See me truly and you will find me dancing, white like a dove, waiting for you to make your first move. Dread my absence, for in my absence all you will have is war. And this thing called war, old men started, young men fighting. In the end, nobody wins it. You may think you're doing it for your country, but the few self-centered individuals are those who want it. So where is peace? And peace says, where humanity reigns over sovereignty and territorial integrity, there you will find me. Where the power of law surpasses the love for power, there you will find me. Where transparency and accountability reigns over nepotism and tribalism, there you will find me. Where I treat my neighbor better than I will love to be treated, there you will find me. Where the Son of Man is, there I will be. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Motani, for that wonderful piece. Very inspiring, very motivating, and I hope that our viewers have been motivated enough for us to ride on today's episode of the show. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Gashi Sharon to take us on Arise News, telling us what's making headlines within and without the country, Cameroon. Welcome, Gashi
Hi,
Sharon.
Smell.
Hi.
I love your outfit.
Thank you. I love everything about you.
Oh my god, the vibe is
You just have to
giving.
say it. You have to
Yeah,
say
you're
it.
looking beautiful.
Thank you, Sharon. You look amazing yourself.
Hi.
Why are you shy? All
Am I
right.
not a people?
Oh my goodness. I don't know.
You are a people and we are a person. So even if
Wow.
I shall shy.
I shall not share. Okay. I missed that middle line, but I know
Okay.
it.
Okay.
You're welcome, Sharon.
Thank you, Smell.
Okay.
Let me do it.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, beautiful viewers of Abakwa TV. If you're just joining, this is a slot Arise News on Abakwa TV where we give you just the headlines on what's making on what's trending in and out of the country for you to follow up at 7 p.m. on the English news desk. And as usual, we always begin with the news happening within the country where the preparations for the 31st International Women's Day have officially been launched. In Yaoundé, the Minister of Promotion and Women a trailer transporting raw eggs from the Bafoussam heading to Douala just somersaulted yesterday night around a village called Basso in the West region before Bafang. Tamba Collins Equine has been appointed as the new National Communications Secretary and Public Relations Officer of the Popular Action Party (PAP) of late Chief Justice Ayapo Abine. Cameroon customs officers have intercepted a large consignment of weapons and dangerous substances at the Bogdibo checkpoint along the Tubero axis in the country's north region. As the nation waits for a new government, Paul Biya begins positioning on the diplomatic front. Following a decree yesterday, Ndifonta Boma Nyamdi is the new ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary of Cameroon to Israel. Boma, who hails from Balinyonga of the Northwest, is an experienced diplomat who holds a PhD from the London School of Economics and Political Science. He replaces Biyiti B. Esam. The prospect of a visit by Pope Leo XVI to Cameroon, presented as a historic event for the Catholic community, now appears to be seriously in jeopardy, despite the interest shown by the Vatican and the commitment expressed by Cameroonian authorities. Security and logistics realities are hindering the project's realization. And over to Burkina Faso has been dismissed. 4 officers found guilty of corruption. The dismissal was announced on Thursday following the Council of Ministers meeting chaired by President Ibrahim Traore. And on to local news on sport news in Bamenda. PWD Bamenda had 1-0 against Gazelle of FA. Super sub Serge Begono Manga smashed in an 89th minute winner to grab all 3 points at home. This is PWD's second win this season, all at home, gritty stuff. Gazelle's unbeaten run ends here, but respect to both sides for a tense battle. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all we had for you at the Arise News slot on Abakwa TV. So tune in at 7 p.m. to have full details on the above mentioned headlines. Thanks for always staying tuned.
Thank you very much, Sharon, for keeping us updated.
Thank you, Tosibel.
Yes. Yes. So you are going to take a short break and we'll welcome our guest. And you'll be joining him too.
Okay.
It's gonna be good, right?
Yeah, of course, I'm excited.
All right, Gashi Sharon on the Rise News, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have been informed, not deformed. Right now, let's take on a musical interlude to be right back to talk health.
Wabblibi, Johnny Jimboa. Wabblibi, Johnny Jimboa. Wekape yango buwa kusi wapi ose didi igi bo paro igi ose nuwashi we damba banobu ayi woyari katasi mashi ibi tawaka kiwi blibi oni jiwo wile kiwi atawiyo oni jani wileya situra musi wablibi Johnny Jimboa. Wablibi, Johnny Jimboa. Ikamaji pane ubiku sidi abo mesiwa da baba nobu ayi oyari kata simaji jiti jawaka iwi bibi oni jiwo wile iwi atawiyo oni jani Wablibi,
Welcome back, beautiful people. I hope you enjoyed One Libby by Afani. That was amazing, right? To all of you who missed his concert on the 1st of February, you missed. So next time, if you hear about Afani coming to Bamenda again for a concert, don't miss out. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still here, and this is the show Arise and Shine exclusively on Abapa Television. I'm welcoming you right now, so we talk health. Let's talk about hepatitis B with Dr. Taro Krinji, who is our guest today from Home Clinic. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning, Sibyl.
Thank
One and
you.
only Minion Sibyl.
I'm getting used to that. You're welcome. You look good.
Thank you so much.
Why is that? You have somebody special watching.
I always have special people watching.
Okay, so you look special like this for them.
Absolutely.
Have your doctor, guys. Welcome once more, Dr. Taro. I'll give you this moment to say hello to a few people.
All right, thank you so much, Miriam Sibyl, and the show Arise and Shine, only on Abakwa Television. I'm very excited to be here to talk health again with you guys. And I want to say hello to Home Clinic Foundation. I equally want to say hello to the recent initiative, Cringy Medifa Supplies.
Wow.
And of course, our amazing partners, Abakwa Television. We say thank you, a mighty thank you for always giving us this opportunity to do what we do here, sharing health and Crazy Foundation and many others. And of course, my mother who is always praying for me, waiting for me, of course.
Nice.
That's the
we love you, mommy.
That's the one and only lady in my life that really cares for me 100%.
One and only lady in your life that cares for you 100%.
Absolutely.
One and only lady in quotes. We have heard. We've heard about it. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. So today we are talking about hepatitis B. All right, doctor, tell us about hepatitis B and why should people be concerned about it?
All right, this is not the first time I'm talking about hepatitis B on the show. The reason why I keep coming and talking about it again and again because it's a serious problem. Okay. Of course, we have as an objective by 2030 to eliminate hepatitis B. Okay. So when we say hepatitis B, what do we actually mean? We are simply talking about an infection. It's caused by a small germ. We call it a virus, and that name of the virus is called hepatitis B virus. Okay. This virus has the ability to infect you and affect one particular organ of your body, which is called the liver. Okay. So when we say hepatitis, we are simply talking about an infection of the liver. And now when we say hepatitis B, we are simply saying that this liver infection is caused by this germ we call hepatitis B virus. And when it affects your liver, it makes your liver to inflame. Inflame just simply means it swells. Yeah. It becomes like, when you have a wound, you get to have pain around it, swelling around it. Sure. The same thing happens to the liver. Okay. So hepatitis B is simply an inflammation of the liver that is caused by the germ hepatitis B virus.
Okay. Let's bring it locally. How common is it in the Northwest region and who are the people who are most at risk?
All right, thank you for that question. Hepatitis B is a very common infection. The
Okay.
problem with hepatitis B is that it's always unnoticed. It's a
Okay.
silent killer.
Silent killer.
Silent means that people have this infection, but they are never aware.
Mm.
And most often, what I've encountered a lot in the hospital is that usually we call somebody, come and screen for hepatitis
Hepatitis B.
B, or maybe come and screen blood for donation,
Mhm.
and you realize that oh, when they are screening, the blood is infected with hepatitis B, and they are so
Okay.
surprised, like, how did I have it without knowing?
Mhm.
So hepatitis B is common among many youths today,
Right.
especially because of the sexual or the promiscuity that is around.
Okay.
And secondly, it's also common among people who use a lot of drugs, especially drugs that involve
Okay.
using needles to
Okay.
inject into your system.
Okay.
Why? Because it spreads through these systems or it spreads through these means.
Mhm.
And most also it's common, especially in children who are born from infected mothers.
Okay.
So whenever these things, whenever they are exposed to this kind of methods of transmission, they get
Mhm.
it without knowing. And so many of them have it because symptoms don't show up outright or very quickly.
Okay.
They
Okay.
stay with it without even knowing that they're infected.
Mm.
And eventually, when you come for screening or sometimes blood donation, like I said before,
Yeah.
you detect that these people are infected.
Mhm.
So that is how common it is. But youths are very, very predominantly
Okay.
infected with this without knowing.
Okay. So is it let me say an airborne disease? How is it transmitted from one person to another?
All right, thank you so much for that question. It's important that I really lay emphasis on that, and
Mhm.
thank you for asking. So the transmission is usually through blood or body fluids.
Okay.
Now, when we talk about blood and blood products, it's just simply something where you have you have to transfuse somebody with blood not properly checked.
Okay.
People can easily get infected.
All right.
But beyond that, when I talk of blood and body fluids, sexual contact really
Mhm.
exposes you a lot to contact with body fluids and the rest.
Okay.
So sexual exposure is another, and then sharing of sharp objects,
Okay.
for instance, blades, needles,
Mhm.
syringes, whatever. In
Is
fact,
food part of it?
not really.
Okay.
No, you can eat with somebody from the same plate, but if you don't have contact with body fluid, then you cannot share this infection.
Okay.
Now, talking about that, health workers are most especially at high risk because they touch a lot of patients daily. People who come to them are almost always at risk because they come because they are sick, and some
Mhm.
of them come with these things on them not knowing.
Okay.
So health workers become really, really amplified. I mean, their risk is amplified.
Okay.
So in fact, as a matter of fact, health workers are supposed to always be vaccinated because it's
Mm.
preventable.
Okay.
But in a nutshell, when you share things like blood,
Mhm.
things that involve blood products, like sharing sharps, needles, and equally when you share things like
Mhm.
things like razor blades and so on and so forth, you can easily transmit this. Then when you have sexual contact with somebody unprotected, you can
Okay.
easily pick up this.
Okay.
So these are the various means and the various common ways of getting this infection.
All right. So let's talk about the testing process. How should one test if they are, contacted with this hepatitis B?
All right, I'm really happy with this question because presently we want to run a campaign again to screen persons as well as vaccinate those who are screened to be negative.
Okay.
So testing is simply done with use of blood. We have various testing strips. When we test you, we
Mm.
check those viral antigens in your body. We actually talk about hepatitis B antigen. If
Okay.
you have been infected with it, we will know. If you've been vaccinated, we will know
Okay.
because those things are always given to us with the results.
Sure.
So testing is an important first step to getting yourself to prevent yourself from
Prevent.
getting this.
Taking
Yes, because
precautions.
when you test yourself and you're found to not have it, we encourage you to take the vaccine, about 4 doses of this vaccine.
Okay.
That protects you for life. You can always have booster doses after.
All right.
But this particular infection is preventable,
Mhm.
and the prevention is about testing and getting vaccinated. And once you test yourself and get vaccinated, you're you're protected for life.
Okay.
And amazingly, we are going to run this campaign beginning from the month of March,
Okay.
where we'll test people at the subsidized price, we give the vaccine at the subsidized price,
Mhm.
and we'll constantly remind you because the intervals of this vaccine sometimes make some people forget. But we're going to call you at home clinic and we remind you of your various sessions for
Okay.
your appointment so that you take your vaccine
All right.
to the end of this course.
Okay. If I can copy from what you are saying, hepatitis B can be prevented.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the people, the categories of people who are qualified, for taking these vaccines. Who are the people? Is there any age difference, age group? Is it by status? Anything like that?
All right, thank you for that question. Everybody is eligible for prevention. I
Okay.
want to also thank the expanded program of immunization in Cameroon, because inside the vaccination program for babies
Mm-hmm.
from 0 to 9 months and even
Mm-hmm.
beyond, they have the hepatitis B vaccine.
Okay.
I know most people, especially those who were born
Mm-hmm.
later, maybe the 19s or the 90s,
Yeah.
these people sometimes need to take this vaccination because around that time the program was not this rich. So
All right.
vaccination is for everybody. Babies are covered now because of the expanded program of immunization in Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
And adults who, like I said, born in the 90s, they need to come get screened and
Yeah.
then get vaccinated. And that is the beautiful thing about hepatitis B. If you understand what it means and how it's transmitted, and equally the fact that it is preventable through a vaccine,
Mm-hmm.
then you should not miss an opportunity to get yourself prevented
Okay.
through vaccination. So everybody is eligible,
Mm-hmm.
and when you prevent yourself, you actually help yourself to not get this infection that can lead to cancer and many other things,
Okay.
and equally liver failure.
All right. Thank you very much, Doctor. I love how simplified you have given us. Now, let's talk about, aside the vaccines prescribed by hospitals or health organizations, what can families do practically, like a daily routine that can help them protect themselves from hepatitis B?
All right. Haven't mentioned the ways that hepatitis B is transmitted from person to
Yeah.
person. The best thing to do is that you really, really have to be cautious when it comes to sharing of sharps.
Mm.
Yes, because these are most common ways.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have children that are at the adolescent stage, or maybe they are transitioning from their childhood into adult or
Adulthood.
youth years, usually they get tempted to get into substance use disorder, and
Okay.
they can get into habits that are not good,
Yeah.
sexual habits, as well as other substances that will involve the use of needles and sharps.
All
So
right.
these are some of the things that if you help your kids to be well oriented and matured, they will not get into such behaviors that can expose them.
All right.
And of course, sexual behaviors, like I said, you really have to be one partner,
One
just have to be
partner.
faithful,
Be
yes.
faithful.
Exactly. Because people with multiple sexual partners are always people that are at a very high risk of getting hepatitis B infection.
Okay.
Yes, so if you have to if you have to get into sexual activity, try to be very, very faithful,
Mm.
one partner.
One
In that
partner.
way, you reduce your risks. And
Okay.
beyond that, I would say that families should get their children tested, vaccinated if they have not been. And of course, that's
Mm-hmm.
the surest and the most assured way that you can say you've protected your family.
All right.
And then teach your children and help them to understand the possibilities that can bring them up to this kind of infection.
Okay.
Above all, for hospitals and the rest, always ensure that proper screening of blood products. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, educate patients and help them to also screen and get vaccinated.
Okay.
In doing so, we're going to achieve the 2030 goal of
Eradicated.
eradicating hepatitis B.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doc. It's been a wonderful session. Now, to conclude, I need you to remind us, if tested positive, what are the treatment options that you are being given?
All right. One thing about hepatitis B is that, like I said, it's a silent killer.
Okay.
Why? Because you often have the infection without knowing. So we have to push a lot of screening programs in order to make sure that people get tested and identified early, so that treatment can be given early.
Okay.
Usually, about 95% of persons with hepatitis B usually get this auto healing, like the body develops a mechanism of getting to heal itself and getting rid of this virus.
Okay.
However, about 5% of people don't get this, which usually means that after 6 months of the infection, they are unable to produce antibodies to suppress this virus.
Okay.
So these 5% of people now become what we call chronic hepatitis B patients. And they may be chronic, but they will not understand that they are having this chronic infection. And it
Okay.
continuously destroys their liver.
All
And
right.
by destroying the liver now, the liver becomes so injured that it starts becoming like, when you have a wound, you realize that after some time the wound forms a scar. The liver also has the ability to form this scar. And when
Okay.
it happens repeatedly, we call it cirrhosis. Cirrhosis is just a scarring of the liver tissue.
Okay.
And when you have cirrhosis, you can easily transition from cirrhosis into cancer.
Wow.
Exactly. So when we get this infection early, there are treatment modalities, especially for those who cannot heal automatically.
Okay.
The 5% of people who develop the chronic infection can have what we call antiviral therapy. Usually, it's always good to have it under the supervision of a gastroenterologist or an internist who is going to decide which medications are best for you. Of course, there are other things too that they check about you, like your kidneys and many other things, so that when they give you this antiviral therapy, they really give it in a way that is going to be suited for your health.
Okay.
And also, when you have other infections, people have co-infection with HIV, AIDS, and the rest, so they tailor their medications in a way that it can help both infections.
Okay.
So treatment modalities are there, but it depends on whether you identify to be chronic or you identify to be an active infected person. And then when you have every other thing checked, they can introduce antiviral therapy if you need it under the supervision of a specialist.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Taro. I'm not going to call you to give your last words on this particular topic of discussion because I still need you here.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to be engaging you in our topic of discussion today with Gashi Sharon. You okay with that?
I'm very okay with
All
that.
right. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Taro is still here, and I hope that you've had a very educative session so far as hepatitis and the hepatitis B is concerned. Well, he's still here to have a topic of discussion together with you and with Gashi Sharon. Let's remind ourselves of why we are talking today. All right, based on this message we received, that's the topic of discussion. It says when hiring a cleaning person or any service provider, any service provider. I'd like to take that again. When hiring any cleaning person or any service provider, what are the social norms around offering food or drink? Is it seen as a gesture of kindness or does it create unwanted unfamiliarity? How do you balance professionalism with hospitality? Now, this came as a result of this message. This person says, I have a genuine question for everyone. If you have a cleaning person who comes to your home and leaves on the same day, do you offer them food? Recently, my regular cleaner asked if he could have some gari to eat while I was eating, and it made me feel a bit uncomfortable. The message continues to say, I've thought about this before, but I'm concerned that offering food might create a sense of familiarity since I'm already paying for the service. What do you think? Well, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of you have been contributing. Let me get back to our guest and then I will come to your messages. Welcome back, Sharon.
Thank you, Isabel. Hi, Dr. Taro.
Hi, Sharon.
Celebrate great, sir.
May
May you live long, sir.
Thank you.
May you live long, sir. I join you in
amen,
celebrating
amen.
grace.
Celebrate great, sir.
Amen. Thank you so much, Sharon.
All right, Sharon, you guys are welcome as we have this conversation together, balancing professionalism and charity or kindness. Now, before we delve right into it, let's talk about fashion. Since Dr. Taro came in looking all fashionable traditionally, you came in looking all glammed up, the color combination, and then I came in looking all what did you call me?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Fashionable.
Fashionable.
Like 10 over 10 minus.
10 over 10 minus nothing.
That's it.
Clock it, girl. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's have fashion and style, and then we will come back to this panel.
Shoes that look expensive even when they're not. Number 1, Chanel-inspired two-tone flats. This design is timeless, and the beige body with the black toe combine to create this luxe contrast. The best part is you can get this style from most brands. Mine is from Torrid, and every time I wear it, I get compliments. Number 2, nude cut shoes that match your skin tone. These shoes will make your legs look longer, and they make even the simplest look feel more polished. Just avoid the super patterned ones because those look cheap. Go for a matte or soft gloss finish. Number 3, pointed slingback heels. These are the shoes that instantly elevate any outfit. Whether it's kitten heel or something a little bit higher, they always look elegant. Put on a simple dress, but pair it with a slingback and suddenly you look more put together. Number 4, Hermes inspired minimalist slides. Slides with minimal designs always look more expensive compared to the ones with embellishments and crystals and stones all over them because they're doing too much. A clean design with solid sole in neutral tones work beautifully. The best part is that you will find beautiful options at almost any price point, including thrift. Mine are from Outlash, a Nigerian brand, and they look so good. Finally, classic white sneakers. Something clean and simple. Not chunky, not trendy, or filled with neon designs. When they are neat and structured, they look incredibly elevated. So tell me, how many of these shoes do you have in your wardrobe? That is why in Module 5 of Styling Your Essence program, I show you how to shop intentionally so that regardless of your budget, you buy pieces that look expensive. You'll be getting a bonus document called a wardrobe checklist with over 150 clothing items. That way you build a wardrobe that is functional, elegant, and perfect for your lifestyle. Since the launch of this course, over 1,000 women from 30 plus countries have been a part of it. And for this first batch of 2026, we already have over 90 women enrolled. Registration closes February 15th and we start on the 16th. The link is in my profile. You can also comment "dress well" and I'll send the link directly to your DM. I'll see you in the program. Mwah. Bye.
Welcome back, beautiful people. I believe you now know what shoe to pair with what outfit and how to blend your colors right in. That was it for Fashion and Style. Thank you for staying with us. Let's get back to that exceptional panel we have today on this topic of discussion. Dr. Tarawo and Gashi Sharon. First time, right?
Well, my intro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been corrected to introduce Gashi Sharon the right way. So when it comes to this panel, she is not only Ngashi Sharon, she is Ngashi Sharon, aka Shasha Cutie, aka Queen Positivity, aka Mental Health Advocate, aka Princess and latest babe in town.
The last
So welcome back, Ngashi Sharon.
I was expecting to hear prophetess.
Prophetess, right?
that prophetess now is on a personal level now.
Yeah.
It's not on
The prophetess is on a personal level now.
Okay.
All
Like
Alright,
the
I
oil
see.
has increased.
Okay.
The anointing has gone up. So Sibel is not good enough.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Shasha always
Okay.
makes me do things to think I'm a child,
I see.
of which I'm not a child.
And then Charles,
I'm over 40.
It's okay, don't cry. It's okay.
All right, let's get back to our topic of discussion. Before you give your take on this, Dr. Tarawo, it's so good to have you and Gashi Sharon seated here. Yes. So before you guys share your take on this, let's get to the message viewers have been dropping here.
Okay.
All right, the first message we have this morning says, "Hello to all in the studio. I am Nadine, watching from Bengaluru." Hello to you, Nadine, and thank you for watching the show always. Nadine says, "Don't do anything you aren't comfortable with. It doesn't make you a bad person. If A is okay doing it, it doesn't mean B, who isn't okay, is bad for not being okay." Wow, lines. "And never keep anyone who makes you feel uncomfortable. If giving the person food makes you uncomfortable and you think it will cause unnecessary familiarity, then don't give them." Nice one. "But make sure they never return to your house or anywhere near you. And don't replace them with anyone that is familiar with them, and vice versa." Wow. Okay. No, this message, it doesn't really give a clear picture of who you are. I'm thinking to say
Someone will say, okay, that's harsh. Someone will say you're kind of balanced. Someone will say, anyways, thank you very much, Nadine, for your contribution. We get it that people sometimes get to overstep boundaries, right? It's like calling someone and telling them, make yourself feel at home, and they go inside the kitchen and fry the tray egg, right? So we understand your perspective. Thank you very much, Nadine. Well, this other message says, greetings, Sibel, and all in the studio. Greetings to you too. Someone asking for food is not creating familiarity. It's basic human interaction. If that feels threatening, then maybe we need to reflect on why empathy now feels uncomfortable. I am Queen from Meetup. Great show always. Okay, Queen. That's kind of hitting the nail on the hammer on the nail, right?
The nail on the head.
The nail on the head.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Queen. Thank you very much, Nadine, so far. Let's make comments on your messages. Remember, we are still here and you can still contribute. The number is on your screen. The comment section is open. All right, who's going first? Ladies before gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Right?
Gentleman before.
If the lady gives it to the gentleman,
Yeah,
it's only
take
gentle
it,
that the gentleman takes it.
Okay, I have no problem with that.
Yes.
But of course, I must respect the ladies.
Right?
It's
Full
courtesy.
package.
1,000 yards.
Okay,
All right.
Dr. T, what do you have to say?
I don't really see this to be a very serious thing. However, serious things could arise as a result of this.
Okay.
But I will share my opinion because sometimes what I hold as an opinion might not be universally acceptable.
Right.
But coming from a background where we understand hospitality,
Yes.
and we think like humanly, we assume people's role.
Yeah.
That's we think with empathy. We think like, if I was in this position, what would I expect somebody to do to me? So when I think like that, it is just natural of me to be very kind and offer somebody food. Except it was a kind of a job where you had predefined terms where you outlined the number of things in that contract where somebody signs that this is this, these are the do's, these are the don'ts. So that when somebody is coming to you, they know exactly what defines your relationship with them.
Okay.
And this is what you're supposed to do. But I mean, I'm an African. I have this upbringing where we have to be hospitable.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't see a problem with that. However, like some of our viewers have commented, sometimes when you want to show that hospitality, it can become abused.
Yeah.
So
people feel entitled to
absolutely.
it. Okay.
Maybe for instance, you have like a man, you have a family, and somebody coming to your house to do a job, maybe a female, that can be taken for something else, and eventually it goes into something else.
Wow.
So there are various possibilities of things coming in. That's why I said, if you have a predefined contract, it might help the person not expect too much.
Okay.
It might help the person. It might also help you not to cross your boundaries.
Yeah.
Even if you are hospitable, you will understand that based on our relationship as far as work contract is concerned, this is how it's supposed to be. So those are my comments on this.
All right. Let me take you back to the message also. This person says he or she pays the cleaner for the services they offer. And this is a scenario where I'm eating like your boss and you come to me and you say, okay, I want to eat as well. Can you give me food? So in this context, I believe that as a cleaner that you're here for a job and you are not a member of the family. For context sake, that's why I made it clear to you. Yes. So maybe your narrative will change as we ride on the conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
Sasha.
I think what you just ended with, I think that's totally, for me, it's unacceptable because I don't think you have to be a part of my family before I maybe give you food or maybe give you water. No, you can't come to my house and then maybe I'm eating and I expect you to ask me. I mean, it's just normal.
It's normal.
It's better for me to ask and then you say, okay, no, I don't want it. It's different, right? But imagine you come and I'm eating and then I act like nothing is happening.
Nothing is happening.
I can't even do that because my conscience wouldn't let me.
Okay.
So it's better I just ask and then if you I'm eating and then you'll be like, if you chop, say I don't chop.
Ew.
I'm
not your mate.
Don't put another one. Chop. I will not give you. Do you
Okay.
understand? So
All right.
sometimes it's different. Maybe if somebody it's
Okay.
like, okay, please, I feel I'm hungry. Maybe they assume maybe the person has been hungry for a long time.
Yes.
And then they'll come and be like, okay, please, I'm famished. I'm not eating since morning. It's okay.
It's okay.
I mean, yeah, it's okay. Manner of approach to matters in this podcast.
Okay. Now, this person who sent this message, right, is feeling bad that she feels kind of uncomfortable that her worker is asking her for food, and that's because she doesn't want to create, that room for familiarity. So, particularly, do you think that she's a bad person to feel that way? That's the question.
Yeah, she has a right to feel that way because people will take advantage of every situation they have.
Okay.
Do you understand? Like, imagine an instance where somebody has been looking for an opportunity to get close.
Yeah.
So, if I give you food, I mean, that's only one step
Mm-hmm.
towards closeness. Mm-hmm. And then, if that happens, and then there is nothing like, there is no way you come to me for a conversation and I shun you out.
Yeah.
You understand? So, at that point, I think her feelings it's valid.
Feelings are
But
valid.
on another side, I would feel like, okay, she had maybe it was just kind of her to have asked, okay, do you care for,
yes, don't wait for the worker to ask.
And also, it's kind of dangerous because you don't know, maybe that person was eating something somewhere that maybe has caused it. Maybe let's assume food poisoning somewhere.
Okay.
And then maybe you give that person food again and then they go home.
Adamu Balog cashew.
You understand?
Yes. Yes.
You understand? And then now it starts leading to one thing or another. That was just your clear mind, you were just trying to help.
Okay.
You were not the cause, but then something happened and then now you're caught in the middle.
Okay.
So sometimes it's just about you being careful not to
all right. Thank you very much, Sharon. Dr. Carol, any comments on that?
Like I said, it's quite a topic where you cannot really have a clear cut.
You can't.
Yes. However, you are somebody who is spiritual, who is discerning.
Okay, preach now, preach.
Because to be very,
yes.
To be very honest, sometimes you might do something out of the heart, which is good.
Yeah.
But a lot of things happen, like cascade of events happen that never did it with such intention.
Okay.
So that's where you see that there's no clear principle, but if you have discernment, you can always know if it's the right thing to do.
Wow.
Because you can give somebody a handshake and eventually they ask for a hug and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And that's why I am like, if this is supposed to be professional, there should be clear, defined terms of relationship.
Okay.
So that the worker doesn't have it as right.
Right.
Even if they are hungry, they will realize that it's not within my terms of
contract.
So I'm not supposed to ask.
Okay.
Yes.
So if I'm doing something, it's out of my will.
Yes, it's out of your will. And moreover, you too would be bounded by those contract terms, not to do things that are out of the relationship.
Yeah, in this context, right, if it's a house thing, it will not be easy for you to be like, maybe somebody comes into your house with cooking. Do you think it will be easy for that person to stay and live without eating? Come on. Yeah, your conscience won't let you.
Your conscience won't. It won't.
You know, this is more background, like I said.
Yes.
We have a background where we have this hospitable upbringing.
Yes,
So
you're charitable.
Yes, it really hits our conscience so hard that we will have somebody come home and not eat.
Yes, you're the one to ask.
But then
most times, sorry to cut you, most times we don't even ask. We just bring the food and then, because sometimes asking makes them feel uncomfortable. You be like, okay, yes, they might not tell you yes or no. Kinda, yes.
When you bring the food, they can't deny. They might just think maybe eat a small portion, but they can't see.
So it's advisable that we give them food and then we turn it down, right? Well, back to you.
But to be very honest with you, like I said, sometimes past experiences can shape the way you relate to things like that.
Yeah.
Maybe, like I said, we are Africans, we have this upbringing where we always want to make everybody feel at home. We visitor, worker, or everything.
Okay.
But if you have experiences where this has been abused,
True.
you have to shape the way you do things.
Yes.
And that's why I'm saying that sometimes professionalism can keep you constrained. Don't want to clearly define your relationship in terms of work.
Right.
So that you don't feel entitled, even if you emotionally want to express your hospitality.
True.
You too will be constrained by your events and also the contract that defines your relationship.
Okay.
But above all, like I said, you need discernment.
That's where the pastor in you comes up. All right, thank you very much, Dr. Taro. Thank you, Sharon. Let's get back to the messages we are receiving. All right, this other message says, "Good morning, my Ababa people." Good morning to you too. I am Nelly, watching from Alakuma. Thank you, Nelly, for watching. Nelly says to Queen, "I don't think the lady is really bothered about giving, but probably the aftermath, giving her food after receiving her payment." All right, I would like to take this all over again. So Nelly is referring to Queen, who said someone asking for food is not creating familiarity. It's basic human interaction. If that feels threatening, then maybe we need to reflect on why empathy now feels uncomfortable. And Queen said she's Queen. So this is Nelly responding to Queen. Nelly says to Queen, "I don't think the lady is really bothered about giving, but probably the aftermath. Giving her food after receiving her payment may end up being a consistent thing for the cleaner and create a sense of entitlement, especially on days she doesn't have. She requested for Gary today. It may be something else tomorrow, which is not something everyone may be able to tolerate because some of these people don't know boundaries." I think she's basically concerned about boundaries. I like this message. You know, they always say, now from clap banks they start. So you move from A, B, C to D, and before you know it, you already incorporated yourself in people's house without being welcomed, right? Okay.
I support that 100%.
You support that too, right? All right. Thank you very much, Nelly. Your point is clear, and I hope Queen catches this. This other message now says, "Hello, house. I am Anna, and I am loving the show from Mulan." Thank you, Anna, for loving the show. Thank you for always watching. Anna says, "I suggest you can offer food, but do not make it a norm so you don't feel guilty when you do not give, and also she doesn't feel it's mandatory you give her food." Right, this is clear. This is very clear and profound. So thank you very much, Anna, for your contribution. This one says, okay, we still have messages coming in. This one says, "Good morning, team. I am Harriet from Tamulung." Thank you, Harriet, for watching. The question is valid and her feeling of familiarity is also valid. But giving such person food when they work for you is a gesture of love and kindness. We know some people tend to misuse little things extended to them, but when you create boundaries, such familiarity may not happen at all. So this is Harriet saying that it's okay to give food, but set those standards like Dr. Taro said, right? So set the principles and you will give them food out of your kindness, and based on the contract you have, this person will know that they should not become so familiar, they should not become very entitled to it, right?
And for you not to feel guilty, because imagine you give every day, and when you don't have,
Yeah, you start feeling guilty and
what's not going to be?
okay.
What will I do? And then you start stressing yourself over things like that. So sometimes it gives them, like I said from the beginning, it gives them this freedom, entitlement. You feel like, okay, I can make my heart after I have somewhere to eat. So
Okay.
sometimes it's just about that. I mean,
But let's talk about people who will not give at all.
yeah,
Give a what? Give a what?
Yeah, for people who do,
Yes.
like I said, everybody has their own ways of doing things. Personally, I cannot do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have this, I'll feel like, oh, why, how can I?
How?
Even when buying something on the streets, like I cannot stand, maybe you see somebody by the side who maybe is in need.
Hmm.
I can't, I just have this kind of heart that
You just need to offer something
Yeah,
right.
it's about way how you grew up. Basically, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you can't come to my house and then I'm eating.
Doesn't make sense, like.
Yeah, that's the more reason why you see that people's backgrounds have a lot of influence on them when it comes to relating with others.
Okay.
But then when you go through past events and understand to how certain interactions can become a problem to you, you have to start setting some boundaries. Not because you don't have the hospitable spirit, but because you want to prevent certain events from happening.
Yeah. Because people have different experiences.
It's just like if going on the street and then somebody is sitting and is begging, maybe some disabled, and you give something and it becomes something else.
Yeah, exactly.
We've had a lot of stories where
we've heard
you give 50 francs to somebody on the street and then some things happen as a cascade after.
It's true. Seriously.
So if you don't have discernment, sometimes your charity can be abused.
True.
So it's not just about having the heart, but also discerning whether you should, you should or you shouldn't.
If this person is the right person, it's a right gesture, but is that person the right person? Is that person worth that gesture?
Okay. Because recently, I think I experienced something like that made me to like, okay, I think my level of giving to people by the street is over.
Yeah, it's over.
Because I'll not imagine somebody will be acting.
Like people who are
evil. And then just for you to give them money, and the next thing they're buying is cigarettes.
And they're smoking.
I'm like, oh, really?
And some of these beggars, they have hands, they have legs, but choose not to walk. That's another thing.
I was so pissed about if I could go back to that and give my money back.
Okay.
But this is just the way I grew up, and then seeing that really broke me because now when I meet people who actually need,
you would.
Because of this. So this brings us back to what Dr. Tara is saying, that past experiences can actually make us not do things. So basically that.
Okay.
And eventually you get somebody who genuinely needs your help.
But now your experience will make you skeptical.
What happened to the other person?
I don't want it to happen to me.
It's so common, especially with substance use.
These guys.
I have an experience where I was at City Chemist, somebody cut themselves, develop a wound, and they come and they're there. I'm from the hospital, I don't have to take care of myself. This is the wound I developed.
Yeah, you find many of those in buses, traveling agencies.
It is something that I am like, how do you hurt yourself so that you can use that pain to,
This drug is a bad thing.
There's a lady actually here in Bamenda who goes about with this plastic of pharmacy drugs.
Okay.
Yeah, from the hospital. Every time you see her, she always has that plastic on. And then her excuse is, my child is sick, the doctor asked me to get meds, and then now I don't have money to get you give her money. The next minute, she's taking her drugs.
Can you imagine? She can talk, she can walk, she has hands. Why? I mean, if you beg for 1 to 3 times, why not use the money you've gathered to do something? Maybe a petite business. These people need advice.
Drugs is something that it's out of hand. Trust me.
So you see, so it's not easy to really have a clear-cut principle when it comes to you expressing your hospitality. But for me, I think that you should always have clear, defined rules of any relationship.
It
can be a worker, boss relationship, it can be whatever relationship.
Yeah.
You should have clearly defined principles. In that way, you're guided. Okay. But of course, some of these principles evolve with time. Your experiences can make you define things differently.
Okay.
But I will still say above all, we still need discernment from God, because sometimes you want to restrain yourself based on certain rules when you should have been intervening, because you will help not just one person but at the same time you might feel so like motivated to do something. So
that's to say, your experience with one person should not judge your experience with other people that you meet. People are different.
Like they see you want to do this because of your experience with one person, you put all of the
you start assuming every other person is the same, of which assumption.
No, it's the man you had.
That's why they say assumption is the lowest form of knowledge.
Men also say women are the same, so
It's a balance of
the woman you were with.
Yeah.
That's it.
Likewise, the man you were with. Assumption truly is the lowest form of knowledge, and so we should really be conscious when relating with people, right? All right, let's get to this other message that came in. One of our Facebook viewers, and Boris Kenwi. Thank you, Boris, for always watching and being a part of the show Arise and Shine. Boris says, being a staff doesn't mean being a staff doesn't make one less human. If a staff has to beg for food, then their professionalism is questioned. To me, I treat everyone as equal, but I know when to draw the line. So yes, offering food is not the problem. The tone and manner in which the food was asked matters. Imagine a worker comes in the morning and has been working till evening. That means he is truly hungry and will offer food, not because I owe him, but because my human instincts tells me to. Gran, I beg you. Okay, Gran, I beg you, fit find me small thing, my chop. I comot house, no chop, I beg. Good, Boris says. There is sincerity in that I will give. You the chop, you know if you call me SK, I don't chop. I will say no, I don't owe you. Okay. Okay, Boris. Yes, at least. Yes. Yes, and the manner of approach too. How do you ask? Just like Boris says. Imagine this last person, your tone, you the chop, you know if you call me SK, I don't chop. Like how dare you talk to your boss like that even?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This can happen in a situation where you've made him too comfortable and now he doesn't know his limits.
True.
That's when disrespect sets in.
Yeah.
And then now you can't control the situation because you
right.
opened the door for that.
You're right.
It's just following the lead.
You're right.
It's just like giving them handshake and they will ask for a hug.
They walk now, they'll ask for the bedroom.
Exactly.
Ouch. Alright, I get it. The point is all clear here, and I want to thank everyone who especially tuned in to have a fantastic moment with us. I believe you've had a fantastic moment with us on today's episode of the show, and we have a few minutes to clear it off here. So let's get back to Dr. Tarao to give us his last words on hepatitis B and on our topic of discussion.
All right, thank you once more, Sibyl.
Alright, thank
I
you.
really I'm happy, and of course we have a lot of support that's coming for us to screen and vaccinate persons for this particular infectious and silent killer we call hepatitis B.
Okay.
So beginning from the month of March, we will be screening people at the subsidized price as well as vaccinating them. So don't miss out on this. Get yourself screened, get your family screened, and get everyone vaccinated, so that by 2030 we can all have to see that there is no hepatitis B.
Okay.
You know, a lot of sensitization is absent, so people just think that it's something they can get away with. And of course, a lot of people have migrated from the acute to the chronic. And it's a risk factor for cancer and liver failure, and so on and so forth. So let us spread this word. Let us encourage people to get themselves screened and vaccinated. And like I said, concerning this issue of hospitality, I cannot really see, yes, and professionalism, I cannot really see there is a clear-cut principle.
Okay.
Many of us are from diverse backgrounds with diverse experiences. But above all, I would say you need discernment from God in order to know whether you should be hospitable or not.
Okay.
Because if you use emotion, sometimes you will be wrong. So you don't want to get caught up in a situation that you approached it with a genuine heart and eventually you are trapped into something that you never thought for.
Okay.
So I would say you need discernment from God for those who are God fearing.
That's why we need God, right? That's why.
you have the prophetess here.
Oh, Sharon. Dr. Taro.
And one thing I almost forgot is we will do this at Brazaris Junction and
Yeah.
also do it at
Important to know.
It's important to know. You can always get to us at Home Clinic or Care Online. Write to us immediately. We can book an appointment with you or your family. And we'll be able to get to you. Sometimes it can come to you if it's not convenient. have the time to come to us, we come to you at the comfort of your home.
Okay.
That's nice.
Right. Thank you, Sharon.
You can appoint and you come to me.
You book an appointment, they'll come.
Yeah. They'll come to me.
They'll come to you.
The difference is clear. Coming, what is that? There's a coming. Yeah.
I don't know the state of your mind, but your last words, Sharon.
Okay. For me, on the topic of discussion, it's just basically about where you're coming from. My mom will always tell me, if you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going to. So I think this is what has been guiding me throughout life.
Okay.
And like Dr. Tara always said, have the spirit of discernment, be able to know who to help, when to help, and how to help.
Nice.
It's not every help that people ask that you have to give financial help. Yeah. Sometimes you just tell them, okay, there is a job opportunity here.
Yeah, don't give me fish, teach me how to fish.
Exactly. So exactly, and you should know that familiarity brings disrespect. And disrespect is very dangerous in a working space.
Yeah.
It doesn't help at all. So sometimes we should not do things out of emotions. Don't let your emotions control you. Like the saying goes that don't act out of emotions, because you realize that a lot of decisions you make out of your emotions are always wrong.
Yeah.
Right. And then when you're calm now, you be like, if I would have done it.
Yeah, I would have done it differently.
So it's about being able to discern what is right and what is wrong, and then not being too familiar with your workers. And also tune into our party at 7 p.m. to have the full details of the headlines we gave out to you at the Rise News slots.
Alright. Alright, merci Sharon. Today is bilingualism day.
Oh yeah.
Merci à vous tous. Oh, toi aussi. I'm very beautiful. Toi aussi. Yes, I'm bilingual. Don't tell me you don't speak French.
I try, but that French is the France French, not the French.
Alright, just say something to our viewers in French.
Okay,
Okay.
merci beaucoup à vous. À la prochaine.
Alright, that was good and beautiful. Thank you very much for coming. See you tomorrow. Right?
Thank you to see you.
Okay, I'm not seeing you tomorrow. Have a wonderful weekend. Dr. Taro and Dashi Sharon. Thank you. Beautiful viewers of Papa Television and of the show Arise and Shine. We have come to the end of this exceptional and blissful edition of the show Arise and Shine. I'm hoping that you've been motivated enough. You've gotten to know more about hepatitis and hepatitis B, and you now know that screenings are going on at Home Clinic Foundation. You have, the website posted on one of their pages. So follow Home Clinic Foundation on Facebook. Am I right, Dr. T? Alright, and remember, we come to you with Arise and Shine every Tuesday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. We exceeded today because of some technical issues, so pardon us. Thanks to the technical department for a smooth session today. I have been your host, Megan Sigal. Until next time, choose Ababa Television. Bye-bye.
Arise.